Yo, what up, Hammies? It's your boy BP.HAM, and today we're making the viral TikTok recipe, the baked feta pasta. And I know I'm like months and months and months behind on this trend, but I saw it recently and it looks so good. It looks like a super simple and easy recipe that you can just whip up on any day of the night. So let's get started. For this recipe, you're gonna need some cherry tomatoes, olive oil, some salt, pepper, some red chili flakes, oregano, your basil, some feta cheese, garlic, and last but not least, your pasta. So this recipe should be fairly simple. You just kind of throw everything into one pan. So we got a square pan here. Ideally, if you're serving some of your friends or, you know, a group of people, you'd want a nicer pan than this metal thing, but this is what we got, so we're gonna use it. Into here, we're gonna add in about 1/3 cup of olive oil. You want enough oil to coat the tomatoes so they don't burn when you're roasting them in the oven. We're just gonna add in about 2 pints of cherry, grape tomatoes, whatever like small tomatoes you got, just toss them in and rub those around in the oil. Yeah, get in there. I'm gonna season them with some salt and pepper. Ideally, you'd crack your own pepper, but we ran out, so we're gonna be using this pepper. And then just some salt. Mix that up and then add in some oregano as well. If you want, you don't have to. This is optional. I just added it because I think it gives a good flavor. All right. And then we're gonna get some garlic and just kind of toss it in there. Just remove some of the skins and you can leave the rest on. Just toss it in there. It's gonna roast up, get really caramelized, and then we're going to smash it up into the sauce. It's gonna be so good. So I'm gonna put that in. My mouth is watering. Get that in there, get it tossed in a little bit with some of that oil so that it doesn't burn. And then all you gotta do is get your feta cheese. You're gonna wanna get a block of feta cheese. Works better, I hear, than doing like a crumbled cheese, but if that's all you got, that's all you got. I got this at Trader Joe's because, you know, that's one of my favorite stores, pretty cheap. And you're just gonna put this smack dab into the middle of this pan. And while I'm doing this, I forgot to preheat my oven, so I'm gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees. So once you got that feta in there, we're going to sprinkle that with some seasoning, so pepper, salt, and I go liberal with my seasonings, guys, because I like my food flavorful. I'm gonna put some of that oregano on there, just a little bit, and then some crushed red pepper flakes. If you don't like spicy, then don't do it, but I think it adds a nice kick. And last but not least, you're just gonna drizzle this with some olive oil. And that's about it. We're gonna toss this in the oven for about 30 minutes at 400 degrees and then crank the temperature up and broil it for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna add the pasta in. If you wanna see it up close, here we got our garlic, tomatoes, feta. The oven is preheated. We're gonna stick in our tomato feta mixture into the oven for 30 minutes. Come to me. Oh yeah. Oh. Now we're just boiling up some water to cook our pasta in, and we're just gonna follow the instructions on the packet. So to this water, we're just gonna add a generous amount of salt. We want our pasta to be flavored. Give that a good mix. We're gonna bring this up to a boil and toss our pasta in. We got this pasta from Trader Joe's. You can use any kind of pasta, but this is what we got. It's 16 ounces, but the recipe calls for 9 ounces. The recipe calls for about 9 ounces, so we're just gonna put in a little over half of the bag and cook for 11 minutes. Bubbly, bubbly. The pasta is done. I'm gonna turn the heat off. They say pasta water is liquid gold, so always keep some of it before you drain your pasta. It's only been 15 minutes and it smells so good in here. It kind of smells like a pizza shop. 30 minutes has passed. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, look at that. Oh, bubble. Ooh, it's hot though. We're gonna turn it up to a broil for a quick 5 to 10 minutes. So maybe broiling for too long, I'm gonna turn it off. It's like sizzling up in there. All right, so we just took this out the oven. It's piping hot and we got these garlic pieces in here. See these little garlic pieces? We're just gonna fish it out It's hot, be careful. Ow, ow, ow. Maybe I'll use this. I think I put 5 in here, but maybe there'll be a surprise for later. Oh, here it is. You see how they got all jammy inside? We're just gonna carefully peel it off, stick it back in there. It's really hot, so be careful. Just kind of like peel it out. Ow. It's so hot. You see when you open it up, it's all caramelized and jammy in there. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. All right, so now what you're gonna do, you're just gonna smash it up so that it gets into like a paste. And then we're gonna mix all of this together. Ooh, it looks not that good, but it smells really good. So just smash everything together, mix it up. It really does not look that good, but hopefully it tastes good. Now we got that mixed up, we're gonna get our cooked pasta, toss it right in there. Oh, toss it right in. We're gonna grab some basil leaves and just break them up in there. You know, as much basil as you like. This is to your tasting. I like a lot of basil for that fresh herby taste. And now we're just gonna mix it all up. This bowl is too small, so I'm just gonna transfer this into a bigger bowl because I measured incorrectly. Now we're just gonna mix this all together. And just to loosen it up a little, we're gonna add some of that pasta water we saved before. Yeah, look at that. And yeah, that's about it. We're gonna plate it up and give it a taste. Ooh, looks delicious. Basil on the top. Let's give it a taste. It's good. It tastes like pasta, but it's not like, oh my God, delicious, but it's very good and it's really easy. So if you were like having a simple weekday dinner, I would definitely make this, but it's not like, wow. Overall, I give this recipe a 6 out of 10. Y'all, I made a revelation. I added some of this white truffle infused oil and none other than flaky salt, and that really kicked up the level. I would give it a 7.5 now. So definitely recommend you add like some kind of extra oomph to give it a little more depth of flavors. All right, y'all. I'm on my second bowl and it's very addicting. So I have to give it an 8.5 now. But that's because I added truffle oil and flaky salt, but it's really good now. So definitely recommend you do that. And subscribe. I would probably add some like blackened chicken or something just to kick it up a notch if I were to serve this to my friends. And definitely I would add a lot of basil and make sure that you put some garlic roasting with your tomatoes because it gives it a nice depth of flavor instead of probably a more mild flavor you would get from just adding it in afterwards. But other than that, thank you guys for watching and we'll see you next time.